Saint John of the Cross. Feast Day, December 14th. The Mystic's Journey, the life of Saint John of the Cross. Once upon a time in the 16th century, in the picturesque town of Fontiveros, near the Spanish city of Avila, a child was born to Gonzalo and Catalina de Yepes. This child, named John, would go on to become one of the most revered mystics and spiritual writers in the history of Christianity. John de Yepes was the youngest of his parents' children, born during the year 1542. His early life was marked by the struggles of a family in the silk-weaving trade, after the early loss of his father. Despite the financial hardships, young John displayed a remarkable intellect, setting the stage for his future. From a tender age, John's academic prowess shone brightly. He pursued knowledge with a passion, eager to delve into the mysteries of the world and the divine. However, life had other plans for him. His ambitions to learn a trade as an apprentice faltered, leading him down a different path. He spent several years working in a hospital for the poor, a formative experience that instilled in him a deep sense of compassion. John's pursuit of knowledge continued, as he joined a Jesuit college in the town of Medina del Campo. His thirst for understanding the profound complexities of life seemed unquenchable. As John's journey unfolded, his destiny became clearer. He felt a calling, a pull towards the monastic life. In 1563, he entered the Carmelite order, where he found a sense of purpose and a spiritual home. But John was not an ordinary monk, he was a man of great austerity. He sought permission to live according to the original Carmelite rule of life, emphasizing solitude, silence, poverty, hard work, and contemplative prayer. In 1567, John was ordained as a priest after diligent studies in Salamanca. Yet, even as he donned the robes of a Carmelite priest, he considered transferring to the more austere Carthusian order, doubting if the Carmelites could fulfill his spiritual aspirations. Fate intervened in the form of a chance meeting. John crossed paths with a remarkable woman who would change the course of his life forever. This woman was none other than the renowned Carmelite nun, Saint Teresa of Avila, who had been leading a movement to return the Carmelites to the strict observance of their original way of life. Teresa was born in 1515 and had entered the order in 1535, believing that consecrated religious life was the surest path to salvation. She had made incredible spiritual progress, and during the 1560s, she set in motion a movement to reform the Carmelite order. Teresa, with her profound spiritual wisdom, convinced John not to leave the Carmelites, but to work alongside her for the reform of the order. John embraced this mission wholeheartedly, changing his religious name from John of St. Matthias to John of the Cross. In November of 1568, John, together with two other dedicated men of the order, embarked on their mission of reform. They shared a humble house, committing themselves to the restoration of the Carmelite way of life. For a time, John was entrusted with the guidance of new recruits to the Descalced Carmelites, a name adopted by the reformed group due to their practice of wearing sandals, a symbol of their commitment to poverty. During this period, John also served as the confessor at a Carmelite monastery in Avila under the leadership of Saint Teresa. Their reform movement gained momentum but was met with fierce opposition, putting its future in jeopardy during the 1570s. In December of 1577, a dispute over John's assignment within the order led to a grave turn of events. Opponents of the strict observance captured and imprisoned him in a tiny, dark cell. His ordeal extended for 9 agonizing months, a period marked by regular public floggings and severe punishments. Yet, it was during this period of suffering and isolation that John found solace in poetry. In the depths of darkness and despair, he composed verses that would later form the foundation of his profound spiritual writings. His poems reflected the intense inner journey he was undergoing. In August 1578, John managed to escape from his prison, finally free to continue his work in founding and directing Discalced Carmelite communities. Over the next decade, he would articulate his spiritual teachings in works such as The Ascent of Mount Carmel, The Spiritual Canticle, The Living Flame of Love, and the now famous The Dark Night of the Soul. These writings would go on to inspire countless souls in their spiritual quests. However, intrigue and resistance within the order eventually led to the loss of John's leadership position. His later years were marred by illness and further mistreatment, a challenging and painful chapter in the life of this spiritual giant. Saint John of the Cross, the mystic and reformer, breathed his last in the early hours of December 14, 1591. His passing came 9 years after the death of Saint Teresa of Avila, his spiritual companion and collaborator in reform. John's life had been one of suspicion, mistreatment, and humiliation, yet these trials were understood as the crucible that brought him closer to God, breaking his dependence on the material world. His writings, filled with profound insights, stress the need to love God above all else, with absolute devotion and surrender. It was only in the twilight of his life that John's wisdom and holiness were truly recognized. His reputation, tarnished unjustly for years, was eventually restored. He was beatified in 1675, canonized in 1726, and named a Doctor of the Church in the 20th century by Pope Pius XI. In a letter marking the 400th anniversary of St. John's death, Pope John Paul II, who had written a doctoral thesis on the saint's writings, recommended the study of this Spanish mystic, referring to him as a master in the faith and witness to the living God. Saint John of the Cross, the mystic doctor, continues to inspire and guide spiritual seekers on their journey toward union with the divine, a testament to the enduring legacy of a remarkable life. Folded Hands embrace daily saintly inspiration. Folded Hands. Looking for a daily dose of inspiration from the saints like Saint John of the Cross? Subscribe to our channel and receive a stream of spiritual wisdom and blessings that will uplift your soul. 1. Hit the subscribe button to stay connected with the wisdom of the saints. Mobile phone with arrow bell. 2. Send your heartfelt blessings in the comments below to spread positivity. Raising hand speech balloon. 3. Share this video on your social networks and let others experience the divine guidance.